Have you ever wanted to join in a conversation? Maybe raise your hand in a class to answer or respond to a question or contribute to a discussion or probably introduce yourself to a group of people. But suddenly something inside of you just froze. Your heart instantly started racing, and before you knew it, your mind went blank and you decided not to say anything at all. That is exactly what it feels like to be shy. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Blessing, and on today's video we are going to be talking about shyness. Now this topic is particularly very special to me because I've had to deal with shyness firsthand while growing up. So I know exactly what it means to be shy, how it feels like, what causes it, and how exactly you can break out from them. And that is what I'm going to share with you in this video, my childhood experience with shyness and how I was able to break out from them. But before we dive right into the video, please do well to subscribe to this channel so you get notified each time we make a video. Like, share, and comment. And if you have just done that, let's dive right into the video, shall we? Being shy or timid often feels like wanting to connect with people or relate with people, but you're just being held back by fear, self consciousness, and even some uncertainties you don't even know anything about. What does it feel like to be shy? A shy person is often very uncomfortable around new people. They overthink and rethink everything they want to say, and oftentimes they don't even speak at all, even when they have something important to talk about. Shy people are often afraid of being judged, criticized, or embarrassed, so they don't even want to make a move in the first place. They avoid eye contact a whole lot because it makes them so uncomfortable. As a shy person, each time you become the center of or you are a center of attraction, your arms get so sweaty. I mean, your palms get so sweaty and your heart races really so fast. A lot of times, shy people worry about making mistakes or saying the wrong things. And when they are done interacting with people, if they eventually do, they'll go back to start reliving the conversation. I mean, they start thinking whether if they made a mistake during the talk, whether they sounded a certain way, they sounded stupid, or they made, like there's just this voice in your head that keep telling you that you didn't say what you should say. As a shy person, you are easily intimidated. You feel like your voice shouldn't be heard, or is not fit enough, is not sounding sweet enough in people's ear. You feel like you're just not worth listening to. So now that we know exactly what it feels like or looks like to be a shy person, let's now talk about what causes or how do people become shy. The first cause of being shy could be natural. Some people were just born quiet. They were just born to be reserved and not erratic or everywhere like every other person. Now, at this point, it is very important for me to tell you that there's a striking difference between being quiet and being shy. You can be a quiet person, but you are not shy. It's very easier for a quiet person to become shy because they're not really very expressive. And that was what happened in my case. Naturally, I am a very quiet person. And then some childhood experiences also, made me kind of more reserved, not putting out myself. So you could be quiet and also expressive when it is the right time to. The second cause would be you having parents who are really very overprotective. In my case, each time I go out, my time outside is always timed. I'm not allowed to mingle. My time in church is timed. Like, I was always locked indoor, not me only, I and everyone else. Okay, so that also impacted. I wasn't free to interact with people, you know. I told you before that I am naturally a quiet person, and me also being confined to a place, not interacting with people, further worsened my social skills. So I wasn't able to mingle with kids, play with them while I was during my formative years, and that greatly impacted on my confidence, self-esteem, and my overall courage as a person. Parents that won't let you go out, even when you go out, they won't let you interact with people, they won't let you play with your mates. Your time outside is always, metered. Okay, you are not allowed to mingle and interact with your mates. In fact, a lot of times you don't even make decision on your own without them approving it. So you don't make independent decision. You depend on their approval, whether it's right or wrong. So having overprotective parents also impaired on my own experience. Okay, I told you I was born a quiet person. I have a very quiet temperament, but I I wasn't allowed to socialize as much during my formative years. I didn't play as much. I was always inside, either reading book or doing something really very serious. And that did not help me develop my social skill or interactive skills with people that I should have. Okay. Another very important cause of shyness is perfectionism. A lot of shy people are scared of making mistakes. They feel like whatever they do must be correct. They feel like whatever they say or whatever they are involved in must be a generally accepted knowledge or thought. They don't want to stand out in what they say or what they do. They just want to be a lot of times they want to be in the crowd even when the crowd are wrong. So you want to be perfect, you don't want to be judged, you don't want to be criticized, you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to sound stupid. It's very okay to sound silly, okay? So long as it aligns with who you are. But shy people, they want to be perfect each time. There is no space, no chance to make mistakes. Another important cause could be people's image of themselves. I'm talking about physical image. A lot of people feel shy because they are fat, or they are slim, or they are tall, or they are short, or they are dark in complexion, or they are fair in complexion. For me, if you can see this mark right on here, that was a major issue for me. I felt so different amongst people because most schools I attended during my formative years, the pupils really had this mark right on here. Okay, so I was just seeing myself as an entirely weird and different person. It made me feel so insecure about myself. So a lot of times I feel like I'm not worth listening to. I just feel so strange in my body. So then I felt so strange with this man because I was the only person bearing that mark, and a lot of times I felt not worthy of interacting or playing around with my mates. So that made me so insecure, and that's also impacted on my confidence as a person. Another one could also be people being bullied harshly during their childhood days. By bully, I mean it could be verbal bullying, it could be physical bullying, okay? It could just be like you are harshly criticized as a child. So instead, each time when you want to make a point or you want to say something, there's always someone somewhere telling you to shut up, or shutting you out of discussion, making you feel like you're not worth listening to. So that could be a perfect cause why people remain in shyness. I mean, the once they tell you to shut up, you just recoil, you just go back to your space, and you are just there. For me, back then, was always being shut out or shut up whenever I needed to make my point or speak or just do anything. I was just not free. So because of the harsh criticism and bullying, I didn't know how to interact and relate with people. Again, having a past failure or embarrassing past can be a significant cause of being a shy person. A lot of people don't want to make a new move when the moves they made before failed them, or they felt embarrassed at some point. A lot of shy people are scared of being embarrassed, so they don't even want to try out something new or try out the old method. They just want to be there, just living a mediocre or ordinary life that way. They don't want to try new things because they are scared of being or failing or being embarrassed at the end of the day. So how does being shy affect you as a person? It limits your career growth. You don't want to go for a job interview, you don't want even to make an application, you don't want to progress because you feel like progressing kind of puts you in the spotlight. So you don't want that feeling of being uncomfortable in that pinnacle or that special position. So it greatly affects your career growth. You are just like an ordinary person as a shy person. Shyness reduces your confidence to a great level. You don't feel confident interacting with people, making new friends, even when you are supposed to be in a romantic relationship is a whole thought. So it affects your confidence. You don't even know if you are getting it right or wrong. You're just always there. You don't want to have accolades, or you just don't want anything that will bring you to the spotlight. So it kind of affects your relationship and confidence with people. You don't want to meet new people, you don't want to connect with people that will take you higher, and you just want to remain in that comfort zone, literally. Shyness causes missed opportunities. A lot of times, shy people miss out on great deal of opportunities that could have literally changed everything about them. Literally, they don't want to take up they don't even want to apply for jobs. They don't want to go higher than they are because they are scared, like I said, of the spotlight. They are scared of the stage. They are scared of, you know, they're just scared of everything. You don't want to go for an interview, you don't want to go to job, you don't want to go to conferences, seminars, you don't want to showcase your idea, maybe through your craft, because you are shy. Sometimes even when people give you compliments, you don't know how to accept, you don't know how to receive it. As a shy person, you find it extremely difficult to express yourself. You find it extremely difficult to stand up for yourself even when you are bullied. Shy people are mostly bullied people. They just, in fact, whatever you say, they accept it because they lack the knowledge to speak out. They lack the words. They lack the vocabulary to speak out. You can't air your opinion. Shyness impacts your academic performance a great deal. For me, I was a very book smart person, but when it came to presentation, when it came to me actually articulating what I wrote in the book, I couldn't do it. But I can write it, but I couldn't say it. So it was a very big problem for me because at the end of the day, my presentation courses I didn't have a really nice grades on them. Okay, so being a shy person would greatly impact on your academic performance. You may not be able to interact with people that will help you achieve your goal. You can't ask questions in class. You can't do a lot of things as a student away from what you heard or read from book. So it can greatly affect your academic performances. So I'm saying that this video is kind of getting too long, so I guess we'll have to stop here for this video, and We'll continue the discussion in our next video, where I'll discuss the strategies that I have implemented for myself that has greatly helped me in my speaking and, warding off the shackle of shyness. So if you like this video, please do well to like, comment, share, and please subscribe to this channel so you get notified each time we make a video. But until then, take care of yourself.